Hello and welcome to the Big Footy Fix for Wednesday the 12th of August 2009. I am Bang Bang.
And I'm the coach.
And we've just finished the first week of the finals for this year. We got some big news tonight. Well, some sort of big news. We've been trying to find something to talk about, but the big news, the biggest news that we can find this week is that Jared Roughhead will not play for the remainder of the finals for the Stingrays after their loss on the weekend. That must hurt, Coach.
Yes, especially Centre's got no other defenders that can come in and take his place at the moment, so they're going to be scraping the bottom of the barrel.
We're just looking at the Stingray situation at the moment. It's not a bad injury. He should be back by the time the pre-season starts for the Stingrays, but that doesn't help him out this year in their quest for a premiership glory or even a finals win. That'd be good, eh?
That would be great.
So, yeah, Jared Roughhead will not play for the rest of this season. So what options do you reckon the Stingrays have there? I mean, you've got some inside knowledge. You go around there, hang around. No one ticket holder, as we said.
Yeah, well,
not very much. It's looking pretty bleak. Someone
Joel
may have
Selwood might have to drop back into the back line.
Yeah, you reckon he's got the goods?
Oh, well, yeah.
He's going to take on the Vipers this week.
Skipworth may be back in this week, so...
You'd imagine Rewalt will be back for the Vipers, so Nick Rewalt, the big fella, so whoever goes back may be taking on Nick Rewalt, so find out what his injury was and
Geordie Matt can handle
expose it. If it's an ankle, kick him. If it's a groin, pull it.
Concussion, I think.
Was it?
Yep. Yeah. Selwood.
Getting some symptoms off his old mate Kashitsky.
Yeah, well, they're both soft, mate.
Probably tripped over a step or something. Feather dropped on his head or some shit.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's, Jared Roughhead won't be playing next week. So next we're going to move on to have a look at the retirements so far this year. We've got Joel Bowden this week announcing his retirement. He's been a great player in Evo football since the transition from the old style. Was runner-up or third. One vote behind the two joint winners in 2007 for the X medal. He led for most of that year when he was playing for the Outlaws. How do you see that shaping up for the Fury next year without Bowden?
Not good.
O'Loughlin is another one.
Yeah, well, not good at all. Bang Bang. Saw they finished this year.
Yeah. Richardson. They got Richardson. You reckon he's going to go? We talked about this last week.
Scotland even might not be going next year.
So basically, when you're talking about Joel Bowden retiring from the Fury, you're looking at the Fury just going for the youth. The old baby bombers of 93.
Just tank.
Well, if they're tanking, they've succeeded because they'll have the best chance of number one pick in the draft, so that helps them out a bit. So maybe they try. Well, there's not really much to trade off there for these guys if they want to get more picks, so I don't know where they go from here. Maybe trading some of the picks for some decent players, some of their high picks. You reckon you'd trade off the number one pick this year?
It all depends what you're looking for.
Well, there's some good young midfielders coming in the draft this year, and Sully, and we had a bit of a thing tonight.
The other Jackson Trendgrove.
We found that there's already a Jackson Trendgrove playing in the EFC for the Gladiators, and there's just the Jackson Trendgrove from South Australia should be getting drafted in the top probably 3 next year. So there'll be 2 Jackson Trendgroves running around next year. So do the Fury maybe trade off one of those guys?
I don't think you can.
No, you take the first pick. Yeah. Keep your first pick. Maybe some of their later picks they can trade, but they really need some experience. So
we think they'd trade some of their more underperforming players for other draft picks. See if they can get a few more in the
that's true.
6 to 10 sort of area.
Yeah, well, you got guys like maybe some of the young guys. They got Steele Sidebottom and Mitch Brown and a couple of their rookies, so they've got a couple of good rookies there.
You could get someone for...
They'll get some time next year.
Jordan Lewis, someone like that.
Yeah, well, Lewis has been pretty decent in their reserves this year. He's probably... I wouldn't be surprised if Lewis is either demanding some guaranteed game time next year or a trade himself, so that might be an option for him there. So Bowden...
They're going to have to do something about their rucks.
Yeah, age late really doesn't...
Age and inability.
He's serviceable late, at best, in the EFC. The Evo game's a bit too quick. Patterson, younger player, but can't see him going in to become a star. Enough about the Fury, though. Bowden O'Loughlin retiring from them. Big news yesterday. I saw the stuntman commented on it in his Twitter page about Stewie Dew retiring after 4 games. Had a look at his stats tonight. Stewie Dew played 1 game for, I think it was the Royals, before moving to the Hurricanes last year for 2 games, and then ended up at the Vipers this year for 1 game. So that's his 4 games. He's played everywhere.
Oh, well.
And then played for Port Adelaide in the...
Just thrown around. I don't think we have to talk about him too much, because I don't think he did much, did he?
That's right. We've talked now longer than his actual game time in his whole career has added up to. Of course, Adam Simpson retired. He played 47 games in Evo football, was quite a good player. And the Gladiators really missed him last week.
Well, let's not talk about Gladiators.
Nah, too much talk about the Gladiators in the last few weeks. Barry Hall retiring. You reckon he's going to play on, or played 18 games of Evo football? He's quite good for the Blazers this year.
Yeah, he could.
I reckon
the Fury could take him in the draft if he decides to play on.
Yeah, well, that's true. Could show up for the Fury. I reckon stuff football. If I was him, I'd be going for the $1 million in the boxing arena. It's probably his best chance. It'd be his best chance playing or performing on Grand Final day. I reckon. I can see it now. The halftime show at the EFC Grand Final. Barry Hall making his debut. Just put some weak...
Hall versus Hopewadi, maybe.
Some weak prick Australian. You'll knock him over in 5 minutes. You take 5 minutes to wheel a ring out into the middle of the oval.
Ding ding, whack. Wheel him back out.
Wheel back out. There you go. Barry Hall's finally performed on Grand Final day in Evo football.
Beautiful.
Great start to his career. Yeah, not much else to go into retirements. Kane Johnson from the Outlaws played 8 games last year, didn't get a game this year. Injuries cost him there. So that's basically all the retirements there this year. This will interest you, Coach. Maybe it won't. I know a favoured player of yours. I know you've talked a lot about him in the past, so I think he might be a favourite of yours. Sean McManus.
What's he done? Is he the one we're getting to fight Barry Hall?
Well, there we go. Sean McManus. Maybe we could get Sean in the ring.
That'd be
as long as he doesn't listen to this podcast, we might be able to convince him to get in the ring with Barry Hall.
Step up.
No, what he does want, I didn't even know that he was on radio until I heard this week he actually does a radio program in Perth on Nova FM with that poof that was in Big Brother a few years ago with the Mohawk.
That might have been Sean, I don't know.
It might be the same bloke, but it
wasn't Jared Nation, was it?
I heard Spider Sandilands from the Gladiators on there trying to convince Sean McManus's wife to let Sean go on the players' trip this year, and she wouldn't let him. Under the thumb.
Wow.
So I doubt there's probably not a good chance he's going to step in the ring with Barry Hall. Not if Megan McManus has anything to say about it.
Megan, is it?
Yep.
Martin.
I can't even remember the poof's name now. I had it in my head. Alright, so moving right along. I don't even know why I decided to bring that up, but
I thought he was dead.
Ex-Predators legend before being unceremoniously dumped halfway through last season. Predators could have done with him. I reckon Predators would have got off the bottom last year with McManus on the team.
I don't know why we didn't sign him up.
Well, it was the shock draft decision on draft day, and they ended up dropping him. So yeah,
he's a tool.
All right, so we'll move on.
Get him coaching your Gladiators.
Well, maybe there's another option for them next year. So we'll move on to part 2 after the break.